I'm a terrible source of information. I apologize. Hey guys, and welcome to new releases for the week of April 14th. If you see little specks of glitter in my hair, on my clothes, anywhere on my face, it's because I made the colossal mistake of using one of the My Little Pony glitter glam glow mask things, and now I have glitter everywhere. Glitter is now life, and life is glitter. This was gifted to me a while ago. I am just trying to use it. I don't know that I'm going to reach for it again because glitter everywhere. So now that I have addressed the sparkly elephant in the room, let's do this. So the first item that I want to talk about is not necessarily a new item, it is a newly restocked item, and one that I was not aware was going to be restocked. It is from Tarte Cosmetics, and it is their Smoke Sessions palette. So if you're not aware, it's got a whole like pot theme going on. It's got the marijuana leaves on there, and all the shade names are pot affiliated. So here are what the colors look like in the palette. Now, you can see that my palette's kind of messy, especially over in this area here. And that is a rather common complaint that I have seen floating around. Totally workable palette, just be aware that they are very fragile. Now, a subscriber and friend of mine, Jamie, had even worse issues with her palette than mine. I'm going to insert a couple pictures that she sent to me, both of her Smoke Sessions palette and of her Gemini palette. And these are pictures of her shadows after she had repressed them. They had already risen out of the pans. She repressed them and they rose again like some sort of weird bread. So she did reach out to Melt to address this issue. And I was quite curious to see what the response would be, because sometimes indie brands like to sort of just sweep things under the rug. Other times they are fully vested in their customer service because they are an indie brand and can't just rely on their laurels. So I am very happy to report that in this instance, Tarte Cosmetics did respond to Jamie very quickly. They offered to either replace the Smoke Sessions palette, and for the Gemini palette, they could either replace it within 2 weeks or they could offer a store credit, likely because it's not currently in stock. So I was very happy to see that they didn't just offer a partial credit a la Morphe, they just owned up to it, they didn't give her any hassle, and they jumped right on solving the problem. So well played, Morphe, no. So well played, Melt, I'm very happy to hear that. So if you do have significant issues with your palette, there is an option there. You can reach out to them, and their customer service has been proven to be very good. Alright, now that I have talked about that, let's get into the actual new products. So, first up is one that I am super excited about. This is from Lancome. This is their Monsieur Big Maxi palette. Can't say that I love the name, but whatever, it's gorgeous. I did see a lot of comments saying, this would have been perfect for Valentine's Day, why are you releasing it now? Sure, yes, it would have been. I would have been hinting very hard to Barry to get this for me for Valentine's Day. We've been married almost 10 years now. We don't really actually do Valentine's Day anymore. But I don't care that this is being released like 2 months too late. It is beautiful. These are the kind of colors that are right up my alley. I have like hazel eyes leaning towards green. These kind of colors really play up the color of my eyes, and I just love them in any event. So I don't have much in the way of experience with Lancome eyeshadows. I hope that they perform as pretty as they are, as well as they are pretty, put it that way. I'm super excited about this. It's going to be available around April, May as per Trend Mood. Tarte Cosmetics has collaborated with somebody named Adelaine Morin. I'm not familiar with her, but good on her, she's got a Tarte collaboration. It looks to me like this is going to be an Ulta exclusive. The palette is going to retail for $39. It has a blush, a highlighter, and 9 eyeshadows in it. It's cute. It is. I love the packaging on it. I like that it's so bright and it just kind of screams summer. It's got all of those nice warm tones in there. It looks to actually be quite versatile for only being a 9-pan palette. So altogether, I'm not mad at this. I'm just not particularly interested. Another product that I'm really not interested in the least is from Lancome. This is their Rainbow Mist. It is a temporary hair color spray that adds dimension and shine to your inches with 8 pearlescent shades. It gives off a luminous glow that makes curls and waves pop with a light hold and a sweet, sugary scent. I'm just very concerned with my hair smelling sweet and sugary in like bee and ant season. I don't need that anxiety in my life. My brain creates enough anxiety. Also, from what I have seen, these they look to be rather glittery, and I can just apply this stupid mask if I want glitter all over me. It's just not anything that works for me. Also, I have really dark hair and hardly anything ever shows up in it, so I think I'm just far too old for this, to be honest. I think that's why it's just not vibing with me, but my daughter would probably like it, and that, like I don't mean to be insulting to anybody who's like over the age of 6 and interested. For me, it's just not something that I could see myself putting money towards. A product that I said I absolutely would not buy, and then I ordered, and I can't explain why, is the Burger Palette from Glam Light. Yeah, I'm gonna have another gigantic palette that is gonna be a pain in the ass to store, but the color story in here is what sucked me in. I can't explain it, it's the color story. The shades look so pretty. So before I saw the shadows that are in there, I was like, no, hard pass. And then I saw the inside and was like, well, maybe here's my credit card information. Take my money. It just looks so fun. It looks summery, it looks bright, and it really honestly looks like I will have a better chance at actually making cohesive eye looks with this than I can get out of the Pizza palette. I struggle with that one so hard. The shadow quality is there. They are good shadows to work with. I just cannot seem to make looks just using that palette. I think it's because they're laid out in a circle, and my brain does not work in a non-linear fashion. So I think it speaks more to me than it does to the palette, but at any rate, these colors look far more attractive to me. Of course, there's another Colorpop release. There's always another Colorpop release. They are coming out with 12 loose pigments. They're going to be $6 each. They are available now as of April 11th. They range from metallic finishes to neons, and I am not going to buy any of them. I do not ever reach for my loose pigments. I have a plethora, and I do not reach for them. So I'm not going to bring any more in so that they can sit in makeup purgatory, waiting to be decluttered eventually. Alright, so we talked about one burger palette. Let's talk about another. Bombshell Cosmetica is coming out with a whole like malt shop themed collection, I suppose. So there's a milkshake palette, which has what appear to be all shimmery shadows in it. There is their own burger palette called the Bomb Burger with all neons. And then they have a cookie palette as well called Fresh Baked. And it's kind of dull, to be honest. It's a neutral with like a pop of blue. But they're all really deep and dark kind of colors. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it doesn't give you an awful lot to play around with. I feel like any look you do is going to be a really dark, smoky kind of look with just an accent sort of shade, which are the shimmery shadows around the outside. So none of these tickle my pickle. I will not be purchasing any of them. I mentioned Jeffree Star's concealers in last week's new release video. At that time, I didn't think that they were going to be releasing them because my understanding was that like an entire shade had been stolen from the warehouse, but apparently I was wrong. At any rate, there are 30 shades available, everything from pure white all the way to a very deep shade, and there are going to be some color correctors as well. I have a hard time speaking on concealers for anything sort of above my depth of skin. That top row in the picture does look alarmingly similar. There are clearly some different undertones in there, and he has included some with an olive undertone, which I think is really great because you really don't see that an awful lot. It tends to be like peach or neutral or yellow, but you don't often see olive. So kudos to him for that. He is also coming out with some setting powders, and those are going to be available in 8 shades, I think it is. Yes, 8 shades for those. They are supposed to blur pores and fine lines. I would want to hear some reviews on these products. His description is that the concealers are full coverage and they'll even cover tattoos, so that's great, but I'd want to hear some reviews in terms of longevity and whether or not they actually do they crease, all that kind of thing. I like to know what I'm getting before I pay for international shipping. What are we going to talk about next? Okay, how about this one? Buxom has released a new Serial Kisser Lip Plumping something. Didn't screenshot appropriately, so I don't know what it's actually called. Let me look it up. Let me clear my throat. Serial Kisser Plumping Lip Stain. There it is. So I am intrigued. I love lip stains. I do have some of the Vava Plump liquid lipsticks from Buxom, and I think they're fantastic. However, I have also tried their lip glosses, and I hate them because they feel like stabby needles on my lips, and I don't appreciate it. So I want to hear some reviews on this before I buy them, because if it's all stabby, no, hard pass. If it's not, then I might just have to try one of these because they look right up my alley. All right, we have to talk about Cleona Cosmetics for a moment because they are coming out with 6 jeweled multi-chrome pressed shadows, and they are divine. They are so beautiful. This picture only captures it in one light, but if you go to their Instagram, they have like where she's twisting her arm with the swatches, and you can see just how it reflects the light, and they are so perfect. They are kind of pricey. They're going to be 25 Canadian each, or you can get the full set for 140. They're so beautiful. 140 makes me gag a little bit. She had like a whole explanation, or I'm not even sure, on their Instagram as to why that price point is what it is, and it comes down to the production costs and all of that, and I can't get upset about it. Like I can't. It is pricey, but they're so beautiful and quite unique, to be honest. Like they are pressed, they are very like multi-tonal, they are beautiful. So I'm not mad at the price. I don't know that I can cough up 140 bucks. Like I really don't know, because I just don't think I'd get like $140 worth of use out of them. However, the bottom 3, I need them. They're so beautiful. And yes, I understand that that means $75, which makes me choke. But I'm not sure that I can live without them. Also, Mother's Day is coming up, as is my birthday, in a couple of months. So, Barry, I know you watch my videos, please, please. They're so pretty. I'll let you see my boobs. Like, we can do a trade for trade. Yeah, let's move away from that. Also very pretty and very tempting and eye-catching are new shadows from L'Oreal. So these are going to be their Color Queen Oil shadows, and they are going to be available in 36 shades. They look quite pretty. I would want to swatch some of these, but the cobalt blue, the one that they have highlighted in the center there, excellent choice, L'Oreal. It's beautiful. Even the silver and the teal towards the top. Yes, please. They look beautiful. Now, I don't know a price on them, and I don't know when they're coming to stores. L'Oreal, when they did, what were they? They had some other shadow out, single shadows recently, like a year or so ago, and they were like $17 each, so they were pretty goddamn pricey. I hope these are not up there in that kind of price range. but they do look beautiful. I will definitely be keeping my eye on them, and if they don't come to Canada, I will be very, very vexed. What is this? This is from Illamasqua. It's the Nude Revolution palette, part of their Nude Revolution collection, which doesn't appear to be all that revolutionary to me, at any rate. Yeah, I'm not seeing it with this palette. I just am not. I am starting to gain like a deeper attraction towards neutral eye looks. Case in point. But this just, I don't know, like, it just doesn't look like it gives the variety in the matte shades that I would want it to have. I would want the darker brown to be darker. I could do without the cream shadow, and then the two lighter beigey tones, like, give me a bit more variety there. Maybe give me like a mauvey kind of color or something a little bit different, just so that there's more versatility in this. I don't know. I don't know anything about Illamasqua shadows. I've never used them. Maybe they're beautiful. I don't know. I like the shimmer side of this a lot more. I like the pink packaging. But when I saw this, I was just kind of like, no thank you. So like, I don't hate it, but I really don't think that this is like Nude Revolution. It is very much not. Okay, moving on. What else have we got to talk about? Okay, Beautylish. I should have talked about this after I talked about the whole Melt Smoke Sessions thing, but here we are. Beautylish has come out with a brush set, and it is the Cannabis brush set. As far as I can tell, it has nothing to do with cannabis except for the decorative side of it. It has little, and I don't know if they float. If they float, my God, I will be a happy girl. They may just be imprinted on there. I can't tell. But what I mean by float is like this brush. It has glitter in it that moves around. Is it functional? Hell no. Is it fun? Hell yes. Moving aside from that, these brushes actually look really functional. Typically speaking, I am not drawn to brush sets because there's maybe like 1 out of 5 that I'm like, yeah, I could see getting a lot of use out of that. These ones, I could see getting a lot of use out of all of them, to be honest, particularly those eye brushes. So I don't know the price on it, to be honest, but it will be available on April 18th, which is an odd choice, Beautylish. You couldn't have waited 2 more days, April 20th? That would have made a lot more like tongue-in-cheek sense, if you ask me. But as long as it's not like $1 million, I could be down for this because all of those brushes look very, very functional. And this is why I need to become a better screenshotter, because I did go check the post and all the information's there. I just cut it off when I screenshotted it. It does have glitter in it. Yes, please. And it is $42. Also, it's limited edition. So that kind of ups the ante for me. $42 is about $50, $10 a brush. That's not terrible. That is not terrible, and they all look like they have a very clear function. So we'll see. Sephora has collaborated with Moschino. Is that how you say it? Moschino? Moschino? It sounds like mosquito. And then all I can hear is like the ee. Anyways, it's late. So they've come out with this office-themed makeup collection. So this collection includes an eyeshadow palette in the shape of a laptop. There are brushes that look like pencils. There are sponges that look like erasers, nail polish that looks like whiteout. There's highlighter-themed things, and what I imagine are lip glosses. Are those lip glosses in highlighter forms? I'm not quite sure. Overall, like a whole office theme. It will be available April 25th on the Sephora website. I'm not interested in any of this. I have no strong connection to the whole Moschino brand. Moschino brand? Not mosquito. I need to get mosquitoes off the mind. And this just, while it's cute, and I love that they've come up with like an actual unified theme, the palette looks like you're going to be getting an awful lot of excess packaging. Everything else looks cute, but it may not be particularly functional. So I'm gonna just say no to all of this, just as I said no to the great big teddy bear. But I am sure there are going to be collectors out there that lose their marbles over this, and that is totally cool. We've got 3 more things to talk about, and I usually round these videos out on the negative just to leave on a poor note, I guess, but I really can't decide which one to put in that last slot today. I really can't. So let's just save the black and white for last, shall we? So let's start off by talking about this $32 fan, for God's sake. I don't know who Patrick Ta is or why he thinks he can charge that amount for a fan, but there it is nonetheless. This is the Major Glow Setting Fan. There are other items in this launch, but I don't care about them. They're like body glow things and shimmer sprays, and it's all very expensive for what it is. And the $32 fan, I just wanted to highlight because it's a $32 fan. You don't need a fan. You have 2 fans. You have one here, you have one here. If you spray your face, it's free. So no thank you, Patrick Ta. Hard pass. Also hard pass, Beautyblender. I've talked about them a multitude of times, and I always beat the same drum. It is goddamn expensive for what it is. And now, not only is it a 20 some odd dollar sponge, now that it's a set of 3 and it's $60, or $45 if you're in the States. Either way, hella dough for what it is. No. And especially after all of their, like, let's throw shade over here and let's just be shitty individuals. No. I'm not sucked in by that. I am not going to be buying that, and I would encourage everybody else to find a lower price point sponge. So then, the black and white. I just spit and I saw it fly. I'm gross. Why are we still doing black and white sneak peeks? Why? Why? I don't understand it. It just drives me insane. And I'm not quite at the point of making it a policy yet, but I just may stop including them in these videos altogether because it's horseshit. Anyways, this one is from Too Faced, and it is a Ménage a Quad. Bravo, Jared. Bravo. You can make a sex joke. No, that, Ménage a Quad. I don't even care what it is. I don't even care. Ménage a Quad is like a dad joke. It just, no, you're trying too hard. Stop trying to make fetch happen. So can we please stop with black and white sneak peek pics? Like, it is just irritating. Okay, before I get completely wound up about stuff that just really is inconsequential, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts on these products down below. Yeah, you know the drill. You've watched videos before. If you'd like to subscribe, you could hit the button. I would be very delighted by that. I don't typically plug myself, but I thought, what the hey, we may as well try something new. There it is. I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.